All right, let's talk about Grok. If you've ever tried to generate AI images with it, you've probably slammed right into the same confusing wall I have. What in the world is going on with its credit system? How many images do you actually get, and what's the real cost? Well, the answer is probably not what you're thinking. Let's break this whole thing down.
So, what's the real price tag on making art with Grok? If you're looking for a simple price per image, you're already on the wrong track. See, Grok has basically taken the rule book that every other AI art tool follows and just tossed it right out the window.
Okay, here it is, the single most important thing you need to understand. Grok does not use a credit wallet. Like Midjourney, where you buy a bunch of credits and then just watch them sadly drain away. Nope. Instead, you get a daily generation limit that's tied directly to your X account. There's no wallet, no buying more credits, just a fresh set of opportunities every single day.
And that leads to this really crucial point. It's a use it or lose it system. Any generations you don't use today, they don't roll over to tomorrow. They're just gone. You get a completely fresh start every 24 hours, and that should totally change how you think about planning your creative sessions.
So what does this daily limit actually look like? Let's get into the nitty-gritty, the actual numbers, and see what you really get for your account. So on a standard, completely free X account, you're going to get around 10 image generations a day. That's your starting point. It's definitely enough to play around with, create stuff for personal projects, but you will hit that wall pretty fast if you're not careful.
But this is where it scales up, and it gets interesting. For about $8 a month with X Premium, your daily limit explodes to somewhere between 20 and 40 images. And if you go all in for Premium Plus at around $16, you're getting 50 or more chances to create every single day. The value here just becomes crystal clear when you see it laid out like this. Yeah, look at this. The jump from the free tier to the paid ones isn't just a little bump. It is a massive leap in how much you can create every day. For anyone who's making content regularly, that difference is everything. It's what separates a fun little hobby from a consistent professional workflow.
Now, let's talk about timing, because this is absolutely vital. The limit does not reset at midnight. It's a rolling 24-hour window. So what does that mean? It means if you use your very last generation at 3 p.m. on a Tuesday, your limit is going to refresh around 3 p.m. on Wednesday. You really have to plan your schedule around this little detail.
But it's not just about the number of images you can make. Your account tier also unlocks a much higher level of quality. And that brings us to Grok's premium image model, Aurora, which is really the key to getting true photorealism.
And wow, the difference is night and day. The standard model, it's great for concepts, for illustrations, but its pictures often have that, AI-generated look. The Aurora model, on the other hand, is built from the ground up for photorealism and super fine detail. Seriously, its results can be incredibly hard to tell apart from actual photographs, and getting full access to it is a major perk of that Premium Plus tier.
Let me put it this way. If your main goal is to create images that look like they were snapped with a real camera, for product mock-ups, professional headshots, or cinematic-looking scenes, then you have to have access to the Aurora model. It's simply non-negotiable.
Okay, let's shift gears and talk about the next big thing everyone's asking about: video. How does video generation even fit into this daily limit system? Well, the answer's a little complicated.
First things first, a reality check. Native text-to-video right inside Grok is still being worked on. It's coming, for sure, but it's not widely available yet. And you can bet that when it does get here, it's going to be very expensive. Making a video takes way more computer power, so a single video clip will probably burn through the same limit as several image generations.
But listen, you do not have to wait. There is a fantastic and completely free workaround that lets you create amazing videos from your Grok images today. Right now.
So the workflow is actually super simple. You start in Grok, you generate your perfect base image. Got it? Cool. Once you have it, you're going to use this free third-party tool called Grok AI. You just upload your Grok image there, you set some simple motion parameters like a little pan or zoom, and it animates it into a video clip for you. And the best part? The only thing it costs your Grok limit is that one single image you made at the very beginning.
Okay, so we've covered the daily limits, the premium models, and even a slick video workaround. But how does Grok's really unique system actually stack up against the competition? Let's take a look at where it sits in the market today.
Let's do a head-to-head comparison with the big one, Midjourney. For about 10 bucks a month, their basic plan gets you maybe 6 or 7 images a day from their credit system, okay? Now, Grok's free tier gives you about 10. Just think about that for a second. You get more daily output for free than you get from Midjourney's entry-level paid plan. That's a pretty powerful statement about value.
And when you zoom out and look at the other big players, the story is just as compelling. I mean, DALL-E 3 is bundled into a $20 ChatGPT subscription, and Adobe Firefly's free tier is much more limited. Grok just consistently stands out. As you can see here, its free offering is honestly one of the most generous and accessible options out there right now.
Okay, you get the system now. So let's talk strategy. How can you squeeze the absolute most out of your daily limit, whether you're on the free plan or a paid one?
All right, let's run through some pro tips to max out that limit. First, plan your prompts in a text file before you even open Grok. Use the photo upload feature to make variations instead of burning a whole new generation starting from scratch. Try to batch your sessions to stay focused. And this is a big one. Download every single image you generate immediately. They are not saved for you.
And please, remember this key principle for being efficient. Don't waste your precious daily slots testing out vague ideas. I promise you, one single, well-planned prompt will almost always give you a better result than 3 random, let's see what happens once. Plan first, then generate.
So at the end of the day, Grok's system really isn't about managing a scarce balance of credits. It's about seizing a fresh opportunity. Every 24 hours, you get a new blank canvas. So the only question left is, what are you going to create with yours?